The CX-70, similar to the Mazda CX-90, will be a model planned and grown primarily for North America. Mazda has referenced that the CX-70 will be a wide-body, two-line SUV having a place with the fair size section. Focused on at clients who favor SUVs that are bigger than the CX-60 and proposition a major presence, the CX-70 will have enhanced for US purchasers with extended inside lodge and freight spaces. Mazda would consider the CX-70 under respectable sturdiness, its most recent plan idea. A profoundly etched front face, a long nose, and a short back outline ought to give the CX-70 an overwhelming SUV-like presence and a strong person. Simultaneously, smooth surfacing on the bodyboards, body-hued bumper flares, and a dropping roofline ought to loan the SUV a refined style. Mazda Australia's showcasing chief Alistair Doak seemed to concur with the distribution when it depicted the CX-70 as including a slanted roofline and 5 seats, however a size more modest than the 3-line CX-90. Being a 5-seat model, the CX-70 ought to have a superior plot for the D point of support, and a more modest back quarter glass. The Mazda CX-70 ought to be wealthy in highlights across grades, and proposition qualification utilizing various haggles. Outwardly, versatile drove headlights, 20-inch wheels, and a Sans power liftgate could be its key features inside. As in the CX-90, we think the CX-70 will have a lot of solace and accommodation highlights, for example, a 12.3-inch advanced instrument group, dynamic driving showcase, HUD, an infotainment framework with a 10.25 or 12.3-inch touchscreen, Mazda Associate, and the Mazda Associate Leader control handle, an all-encompassing moonroof, remote charging, USB-C charging ports in the 2 lines, surrounding lighting, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. A Bose sound framework ought to keep the driver and travelers well entertained. The use of maple wood and brushed metal trim surfaces, Napa cowhide managed seat covers, dashboard upholstery highlighting hanging join motivated by hand bookbinding and kumihimo, a Japanese winding around method, ought to guarantee clients see the CX-70 as the most tasteful model in its segment. A heap of iActive Sense security advances, including Mazda radar journey control with stop and go, back cross traffic, caution, and path takeoff cautioning with path keep help will probably be standard on the CX-70. Back seat caution could likewise be important for the standard security highlights. More well-being gear. Inside the 10,000-foot, back and left right-hand side perspectives on the vehicle from a higher place, the 360 degrees view screen with transparent view innovation gives the driver perspective on the front and back corners of the vehicle from their perspective. The extra usefulness guarantees the driver doesn't miss seeing articles darkened by the vehicle's bodywork. The Protection Organization for Roadway Security, IIHS, has granted the 2024 CX-90 and CX-90 module half-and-half, PHEV, its most elevated well-being rating, the 2023 Top Well-Being Pick Plus. We're expecting the CX-70 and CX-70 PHEV to perform similarly well in IIHS assessment 1 year from now. Mazda gives off an impression of doing great with an as-of-late revived setup of convincing SUVs, with several vehicles, as well, regardless of weather. Right now, there's some befuddling crossover in the arrangement. There is, nonetheless, a fragment of blank area between the CX-50 and CX-90 SUVs, and Mazda is hoping to slide the CX-70 two-line SUV directly into that hole. Here's beginning and end. We are familiar the forthcoming CX-70. Wait, another CX-X0 model? Indeed, it's every one of the somewhat irritating, yet the CX-60 isn't coming here, it's a rest-of-world work. You can imagine the CX-70 as a naturalized form of a similar essential thought, however, and we've been directed to expect that the CX-70 will be generally comparable.